All right. Go!
This Parks.
Microphone check 1, 2. What is this?
Parks on the board.
Yes.
We talk about the opposite of love.
Hate. Politics. No,
That
politics is the opposite of love, for sure.
Definitely the opposite of love. What are you talking about, Cube?
Give it to us, small cube.
They trying to cancel Cube, man.
Yeah, they did.
And I don't like that.
I don't like it either, actually.
No one is going to cancel Ice Cube. Let's just be clear.
I said they're trying to cancel Cube.
Nah, I feel you. Reasons album, man.
Still one of the reasons album, by the way.
Still in rotation.
It has a lot of replay
Still
value.
in rotation over here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We never got into that outro, but it's cool. I'm dead ass. That should have been a conversation. But.
Yeah, but how y'all feel about that? Them canceling Cube or trying to cancel Cube?
I don't like
or
it.
calling to cancel
I'm with you on
Cube.
this one, Mo.
I don't think it makes sense.
He wasn't. I think what happened is actually kind of unfortunate for Cube is that they kind of made him a pawn a little bit.
Who's there?
The Republican Party.
Well,
Trump's
can you give some backstory? I don't even fully know exactly
so
what's
what
going
happened was Cube was apparently meeting with Trump to discuss. I forgot the name of his initiative thing that he's got
Platinum
going
Plan?
on. Platinum Plan. And
on. Is that like the rush card?
I don't think it's like that at all, Roy.
Okay. I don't know anything about this, so pardon my ignorance.
It's basically what Cube and whatever his partners are envisioning for politicians to help black people, essentially.
Well, now I feel bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So he met with Trump, which I don't think is actually a bad thing. Like if you're going to be involved with politics, you have to deal with the politicians that are in power. But the Trump administration came out and said, "Yo, we got Cube on board. Cube's with us," which is probably not accurate. And I think he's actually tweeted that he is not with them. He's just meeting with them, trying to get his agendas fulfilled and whatnot.
Trying to make sure that black people are a part of the plan
No doubt.
moving forward.
No doubt.
Well, that's the unfortunate thing with politics on both sides as well. Like when you meet with somebody that's in power or you try to have a conversation with somebody in power, even if you agree or disagree with them, you are now going to be used as that idea that this celebrity is now with me,
Correct.
Yeah.
which is weird.
Now, I do understand. Go ahead with what you're going to say.
Listen, we could love Ice Cube. We all love Ice Cube.
Of course.
This is a bunch of shit. Where there's shit, it stinks. This is disgusting. Everything about it is disgusting.
What's disgusting about it?
He did say he didn't meet with Trump, by the way. I feel like I saw that.
Yeah, I think
quote.
it was with the administration of
Yeah, people
some
on his
degree.
team.
Yeah.
Whoever you met with, you did so with 16 days before an election. What do you think is getting accomplished?
No, I think
Valid.
he.
Stop it.
I think what he was trying to do was he sat with them to see, because he's still trying to figure out who he's voting for. I believe is what Cube is at with it. So he's saying like, okay, what are your plans for my people and and the people of my community and where I come from?
And you're saying that to a sitting president 13 days before an election. What did you think was about to get accomplished?
I mean, he
was trying to sit down with both sides. Actually,
It doesn't matter who he would have sat down with. You're sitting down with whoever 13 days before an election. What did you think was getting accomplished?
I think the valid criticism here, I don't think he's wrong for sitting with them and possibly not even sitting with them before the election to make sure that whatever messaging he wants to be brought across is appropriate for what his cause is. I think the problem is that you're opening yourself up to be a pawn.
Let me cut you off. You're right.
Yeah.
You are opening yourself up to be a pawn. That's my number one issue with this.
That's what I
number
thought you were
two,
saying.
he is not speaking to someone that is attempting to get into office.
That's true. Trying to maintain office.
yeah. So
What are we talking about?
he's speaking to somebody
He's
that's
speaking
running
with the
again for
sitting
presidency.
president who has been there.
Right.
He's been there. Whatever you was about to do for the black agenda, the platinum card, blah, 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 blah. We've seen 4 years of it. Some of us think, seen enough.
I'm on board with that.
Ice
by the
Cube
way.
apparently wants to meet with people 16 days before an election and think that he's going to get something done. I'm not mad at his optimism, but some of us think it's a crock of shit. And then he did an interview with Big Tigger the next morning. I only know so because I heard it on Clubhouse.
Right.
where he just said a lot of facts about black people that are incorrect. So my beef about Trump, which is he's not a politician, is kind of my beef with Ice Cube. I'm not mad at anybody coming together to try to speak up for the black agenda, but have your facts straight when you start speaking about black people and what we've endured in this country or our current state in this country. And don't be foolish enough to believe that the sitting president is going to fucking act out your policy or your agenda 13 days before an election.
He's just going to use it as ammunition for his own
He's
cause.
he's only been looking for black names to throw out there and campaign with forever.
Well,
like, so cool. I'm not mad at nobody that thinks that Trump is about to fix things in the final hour with 13 days left because Ice Cube met with him. And I'm not saying that you should never meet with the other side if you expect change.
That's how politics
I'm
work.
saying
Yeah.
you should have done that. We kind of knew Trump was running again. We should have been on this issue 13 days before, and y'all about to tell me that Ice Cube has a history in politics?
Well, two things. We don't know where Cube was at with this organization in his timing. We don't know if now he was ready to meet and couldn't have met 6 months ago because they weren't in the right state.
I believe he tried to meet earlier
But
than this.
this is also the problem with campaigning, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. It's just all smoke and mirrors. We'll meet with everybody this close to an election to just try to look like we're aligned with certain people.
Yeah.
No matter what. Like, oh, election time, yes, I'll meet with you. And both sides do that.
Yeah, but
And that's the
why-
problem with campaigning, because it's bullshit.
Well, that's why my issue is, see, when you could just read between the media lines and when you could just read between the ulterior motives and the agendas, it's like you got your people that say, hey, Trump made sure all the felons can vote. Cool. He also put a tax on it for the felons to be able to vote so that they would not be able to vote. And there's some people that only ever get half of the story.
Right.
So I'm not mad
Most
at
people.
So I'm not mad at anybody that
People
says,
get
oh,
10% of the story, honestly.
Yeah.
well, that's what I'm saying.
Well, they only want you to get 10% of the story.
Like, there's been a lot of shit. Don't tell me that you meeting with the sitting president about a black policy 13 days before an election when this, for them to campaign the way they've been campaigning, is costing trillions of dollars. Billions of dollars, not trillions, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, Trump announced that
the
platinum
scheme of
plan
things, maybe
a
it's
few
right.
weeks ago, though.
You can, hey,
Supposed
give
like
us
something
give
new.
us 0.1% of the money that y'all are marketing with as black people so we can come up economically in this country so it can be more of a fair playing ground. I'm not about to sit here and read a bunch of ideas to you 10 days before I got to go to a poll. It's ridiculous. It's nonsensical.
And fuck the money you're talking about. A lot of all this data and privacy conversations we've been having, whether it be Facebook or other platforms, have derived from the campaigns. Like, that's the reason they started doing a lot of this shit was for campaigning. It came from presidential campaigns. So yeah, it's much more than just give us a percentage of the money you're campaigning with
course
or
it's-
marketing dollars. Literally how the world is run is starting with presidential campaigns.
You going to get with a nigga that was actively stealing mailboxes from places. Like, what the fuck are y'all telling me about?
Right.
I don't want to talk about what Ice Cube is talking about. That's me. But I love and respect Ice Cube, and I think that anybody with a policy, we should have a policy.
I was just
we
defending
should have demand.
I was just defending the
Sitting down and
sitting down and having conversation.
Yeah.
You need to sit down and have
Yeah, I've
conversation
seen
even
people-
with people that
yeah,
you
people-
have opposite
Not
people.
13 days
I
before an
agree with
election
you on
is
that.
too
I
dangerous.
agree with
it's
you on
too
that.
dangerous. So we already got Kanye running around saying, hey, 20% over here, and it's not true. Distraction, cool. Some people didn't think so.
Yeah.
And now here we are
yeah, but the
in
problem
an
I have-
election where votes are swayed by like the umpteenth percent. Like, niggas need their votes.
But the problem I have with this whole vote thing is people are only voting for, let's say, Biden because they don't want to vote for Trump. They don't even know Biden's policies and what he's saying he's going to do or trying to do. And to me, that's just as dangerous because you don't even know why you're voting for this person. It's just that you don't like the other person for whatever reason. And that's fine. But you can't vote for somebody and not know what they're trying to do if they get in office. To me, that's dangerous.
I challenge you there because most black people historically in this country have only ever had hope to go to the polls with.
Yeah,
So
we've been hoping we've only been allowed to vote for 60 years.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is we've seen enough from someone who's been the sitting president for 4 years. Nobody's vouching for Biden. I hate that narrative that we say when niggas say we're not voting for Trump, you say, oh, you support Biden? Nigga, I don't know that nigga neither. But I know I haven't seen 4 years of what he's liable to do.
Right.
And I know it can't get much worse. This is my opinion.
And I saw 8 years of him, at least in the second position of power, that were pretty decent in a lot of respects and not good in some respects too. So
Yeah, but he has a history in 47 years in politics that a lot of people don't like.
For sure.
And I think that's what outweighs. I think a lot of people like Biden because he was Obama's vice president. And they still don't know his history.
Sure.
Because I've had these conversations with people that are going to vote, and I'm just like, but you don't even know. You just know that he was Obama's vice president, and you love Obama.
But that can't matter because you know Trump's history, and it doesn't matter to you.
Right.
Okay, but here's what I'm saying. So I don't understand why people are so upset if you say I'm not voting for Biden or I'm not voting for Trump. It's like you don't really know a lot of you don't know a lot about any of these guys you're going to vote for.
One is publicly divisive. Mm-hmm. One is publicly racist. Mm-hmm. One has sent the armed military into states.
I think there's racist remarks on both sides.
I'm sure.
Probably. One has sent the armed guards to attack civilians in different places.
Correct.
One held the Bible upside down in front of a church that he never went to.
After tear gassing the protesters that were exercising their First Amendment right.
Yeah, but again, even that is because they showed President Clinton, same Bible, same church.
Okay,
the same
but
thing.
Tear gas protesters?
I'm not. No, that was something. It was something going on in the country that wasn't going on when every other president was sitting. So that's something.
I don't
totally
fuck with
different.
nobody that is putting the military on citizens.
No,
period.
I agree with that.
That's
but what I'm
Trump
saying is this.
If for no other reason, that is the reason.
And if that wasn't that's Giuliani's man. I was in New York for Giuliani. I'm never putting nobody that's Giuliani's man nowhere.
Yeah.
Giuliani's daughter. I just saw someone on MSNBC yesterday that said, "Hey, I'm Giuliani's daughter, and I encourage everyone to vote for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris."
Yeah.
Like when niggas' kids is on it like that.
Facts.
When I've seen your dad and how he gives it up, I'm just cool. I'm not telling anybody what to do at the polls, but I encourage everybody to vote.
Absolutely.
I understand.
That's not true either. And people need to stop saying that. I'm seeing all these celebrities saying go vote. You care who they're voting for. And we gotta be be honest. You saying you don't care who they vote for. You care who people vote for.
That's their personal right. Whatever.
No, people care who you vote for because the moment you say you're voting for Trump, it's an argument. Fuck you. This, that, and the third. Like I'm just telling you what I've seen.
Okay.
All of these celebrities come out, vote, vote, vote. It's like, okay, but if somebody says they're gonna vote for Trump, you're gonna be mad at them. Because they're not voting for who you want them to vote for. So that's what I'm saying. All of these vote. It's great to get out and go vote. I don't care who people vote for. Me, I don't give a fuck.
That's your individual, personal,
like
private
none of
right.
this was designed for me or anybody that looks like me, my people. We were only allowed to vote for 60 years.
100%.
My mother was born when she wasn't allowed to vote.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So
100%.
This shit means it's like whatever. Okay, I'll go vote because that's what you're supposed to do as a citizen of this country.
Right.
But when we have celebrities that are trying to use their power, say, "Oh, go vote. Make sure you vote." It's like, yeah, but if somebody is not voting for who you want them to vote for, you're upset.
That's an irrelevant point. Whoever's upset.
I'm just saying.
We're saying go vote.
Please educate yourself on the rest of the ballot, not just the president.
Correct.
Absolutely. Educate yourself on both parties. Educate yourself on both candidates.
Vote locally as much as you can. The quickest change comes from within, so please get involved in your community if you want to see change right away.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're talking about a whole platform of people we don't even know exists behind that president.
And know who you voting for.
Fuck with your community first. You'll make your best change there. Vote locally. There's a whole nother ballot besides the president coming up.
Yeah.
Educate yourself there. It's not just sitting with fucking Biden and Trump.
Fam.
It's a whole lot of shit.
Well, in any case, we need to get to a place where politics doesn't divide us like this, man.
Fuck politics. How about that?
There you go. That's the energy I'm on.
I like it.
Fuck that shit.